This is the start of a regular day for Gumball.
Just found the perfect position.
And this is the utter insanity he gets up to at midnight. Things can certainly escalate for everyone's favorite blue cat, whether it's a weekday of school or a weekend full of adventure and crazy conundrums. And that's why today, I'm going to be going through an entire day in the life of Gumball. Despite living in a wonderfully weird world, Gumball's days typically start at around 6:30 a.m. like many others. I'm sure he'd rather sleep in, that is, until you see what he's just woken up from.
Okay, bye then.
I'll have it on your desk by the year 2025. No! Gumball, you're dreaming. Wake up!
You know what? Even with all of the crazy characters from Elmore being a part of it, that dream, or nightmare, was just about as weird as any that we can have, even down to the nonsensical dialogue that Richard spewed. Well, even if he can't get back to sleep after that, Gumball's gonna stay in his comfortable bed for at least another 20 minutes before he decides to get ready and brush his teeth.
Come on, come on, come on!
Relatable. Not the soap part, but you know what I meant. Don't think I've ever been that desperate for toothpaste before, though, and I'd never stoop to doing that. 10 minutes after washing his mouth out thoroughly, and probably getting the soap out, Gumball's ready to take on the day. Well, maybe it'd be best if he got a proper meal first, and what would be more fitting than the most important meal of the day, breakfast. Served up in Gumball's way, of course.
Breakfast! What is this? It looks like medieval prison food.
It's cereal.
What's wrong with Smashmallows?
This is so unhealthy that by the time you guys turn 13, your double chins will be touching your cankle.
That is, unless Nicole has other plans, but that's not gonna stop Gumball, and he makes those Smashmallows last. And if all else fails, Gumball's always got a backup plan, which takes him another half hour to come up with. And what plan could be better than literally ascending to space?
We ingest it through the eye. It's way closer to the brain, so the sugar rush will kick in faster. Like this. Getting anything?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I know he loves that cereal, but man, what's in that stuff? Wait, alien voices? Space ascension? That cereal is from space. Unfortunately, Gumball is brought back down to Earth only 15 minutes later to do something not quite out of this world. Chores. Not even space itself can help him evade these. And cleaning is always the worst one.
What's the point of cleaning under the bed? It's like cleaning a dumpster. It's
Because this room smells like dog burp. Oh, what is this?
cheese. That's a glass of cheese. That's a glass of stone.
That milk had to be at least 10 years old.
Well, at least there's nothing alive under there.
Let's see. So, in just under a minute, they found 10-year-old milk that could kill someone without being drunk, and an entirely new life form that'll probably cause an apocalypse. What other deadly disasters could lie beneath that bed? Maybe it's best to ignore whatever's under there, especially when there's even more chores to do at 8 o'clock. Well, one more chore, taking out the trash. And I'm sure the remnants and creatures within that trash bag are in dire need of disposing of.
I'm going to the grocery store, and the trash better be gone.
Fine! We're on investigators.
It's procrastinators.
You're such a smug.
So, as you'd expect, wanting to have more time to himself, Gumball doesn't do the one thing he needs to do, and decides to do anything and everything else, like gaming. And he'd probably be gaming for a good half hour or more to reach the final level. Can he beat it though? Will the power of friendship and Darwin help?
If we lose here, we'll have to start the whole game again. And I can't go through that. This is important.
Chill out. It'll just take a second.
Darwin, please don't do this to me.
Just a little second.
I'm getting a classic of clothes.
No. You want to talk about some dedication, though? That's it right there. Really putting your whole body into that game. Literally. But isn't Gumball forgetting something? And no, it's not anything related to the game he's playing. At around 8:45, Gumball finally realizes that he's about to be late for school. Again! Nothing new, but with how many times it's happened, it's a miracle that he's still allowed to go to school.
No. Don't you remember what Simeon said? She said, and if you turn up late again, I will expel you both. Expelled? Right. How long have we got?
You'd think with everything else Gumball can do, he'd at least remember the one thing he has to do almost every day. At least now the panic sets in and the race to get there in time begins. And not only has the race begun, but at 8:53, that's such a specific time, he even has a conveniently placed ominous countdown timer. Makes sense in an episode literally called The Countdown.
Okay, thanks. This is really weird. Well, I think we should run before we get expelled. I think we should try and figure out what's causing it. Let's compromise.
When Gumball is surprised and calls something weird, you know it's weird. That'd be like a clown calling something funny. Actually, maybe not a clown. Despite only running for a literal minute, Gumball begrudgingly gives in and readies himself to face his biggest hurdle to school yet.
We're not gonna make it on time. I really didn't want to say this, but there's only one solution left. The public bus.
It sounds weird to be afraid of the bus of all things, but here's why it makes sense. When you've fought giants, witches, robots, and monsters, you've seen the weirdest and the worst. So the only thing left would be something normal. Another minute later, Gumball realizes he's on the wrong bus. So like you're supposed to, he presses the button, waits for the bus to stop, and gets off. No, of course he doesn't. Why would he do that?
We're gonna have to jump off the bus. In 3, 2, So how bad would it really be if we got expelled from school?
Slowly drift away from society, live in the sewers, mutate, and end up in a freak show with fingers instead of teeth.
Push us off the bus, please.
With pleasure.
Wait!
Okay, now you can push us off.
With pleasure.
Now that's more like it. That's the Gumball way. Always a catastrophe that ends with several injuries. They finally do what they should have done this whole time, break the laws of time and space, and straight up book it to school in just a couple minutes.
What the? Hey! Ha! You're gonna be late! I've got you this time! You're done!
Turns out, breaking the fourth wall, literally, gives them more than enough time to make it to school, where everything reverts back to normal like it somehow always does in Elmore. By 9 a.m., Gumball begins his first school lesson, but with how dreadful Miss Simeon's class is, you'd think he'd prefer to be expelled, especially when you've got to look at, well, her.
Pay attention! This diagram reveals everything you need to know! What?
Carry on.
Now we shall continue. This area is mostly composed of hot gases. Never look at it directly with your naked eye. This could lead to rash acts, nausea, confusion, or explosion.
Nice of the class to spare our eyes from the horrors that they're experiencing. Too bad half of them basically died in the process. All of them except Gumball, but I suppose he's got a way out of the class planned.
But we gotta be subtle.
It results in us the potential to swallow whole
Miss
galaxies. Huh?
I mean, he could have just asked to leave, but I guess that must have been the paper airplane of eye-torturing karma, because that's definitely a thing that exists. Off to Principal Brown's office. Midway through the lesson, it's time to learn another, slightly more painful lesson from Principal Brown. Not physically painful, of course, but nothing's worse than being told off.
Why did you throw a paper plane in your teacher's face? You do not know how much you show, but the wind doth blow on the hills below.
Speaking of which, can anyone else feel that draft?
Forget what I just said, I was wrong. That is probably the most painful thing your mind will ever comprehend, and the most painful thing your eyes will ever witness. No amount of soap and water can wash that image from your memory. Now that he's out of Miss Simeon's class, Gumball spends time in the library. But not for the books. Of course not. Does anybody use the library for books? It's computer time, and none of it is productive. Just as you'd expect.
It's beautiful! Totally learning something!
Regardless of whether you like them or not, if the websites you're going to make you crash and not the computer, I think you may need to stay off of them. Forever. And maybe you should go outside, touch some grass, drink some water, unless it's pool water, even though that's indoors. Because Gumball's next school activity, at 10 o'clock, is swimming. I'm surprised he's not scared of water like a typical cat.
Pals before cows!
Have you seen Gumball anywhere?
Can't do that to Penny. But on the other hand, I splash Penny and look like a...
But if I were him, I would be scared of water after that. My God! Maybe the school's budget doesn't allow for real water. Only prop water that'll leave you redder than Miss Simeon's... Actually, I'd rather not think about that again. Anyway, after a stunt like that, it's off to the infirmary. And it's gonna take the nurse a good hour or so minutes to fix something that serious.
Well, your heart's in your stomach and you'll be breathing out of your arm for a while.
Oh, never mind then. I guess the doctors of Gumball's world have to be trained to fix anything and everything with the variety of weirdos that live in Elmore. So by 10:30, Gumball is mended in time for recess. And how else would he spend it other than having a great time with Darwin?
I bet you can't pluck that flower with your butt and carry it across the playground. Wait, no! I bet I can jump through my own leg! Quits!
Actually, maybe Darwin isn't having the best time, but Gumball's definitely getting a kick out of it. Sorry, that was unintentional. Sort of. Back from his break at 11, and on to the next lesson. This one is hosted by Mr. Small. I wonder why we don't normally see him teach the class instead of Miss Simeon.
Little Teddy is helping the senior citizen. It's nice to be nice. But watch out, little Teddy.
Be careful around strangers! And cars!
It's going on adventures. Remember to be frightened. Being safe is number one.
Please take care, because danger's lurking.
Oh, that's why. He's one of those teachers that just puts on a video and does nothing. And a terrifying video at that. Not just to the class, but himself too. Seems like Elmore High is only good for teaching kids about trauma. And by that, I mean giving them it. Due to that lesson ending in a travesty, it only lasts half an hour instead of the full hour. So now Miss Simeon's back again for one more class before lunch. Science. That's gotta be a tough subject to teach with the anatomy and hijinks of Elmore.
Is it a leaf?
No.
A really small sandwich?
No.
It's my butt! It's imprinted on my eyes! Nature is ruined! Love is ruined! Art is ruined! Even Miss Simeon is ruined!
Everyone pay attention!
She kinda looks better, actually.
See what I mean? If a banana's got booty, who knows what the actual teachings of the lessons behold? Nothing useful, I imagine. The school day ends nice and early at 12 o'clock. And we've now made it out of the AMs and into the PMs. All that's left before lunch is the bus back home. And who says that can't be made fun?
What's your best dance move?
What's yours?
Cossack dance, but there's a problem with it.
What?
My torso's too short.
What's your best face?
What's yours?
I suppose when phones are banned, you've got to make your own fun. No matter how embarrassing it'll make you look. Finally home after a 15-minute drive, it's time for lunch. Gumball has had a wild variety of meals throughout the series. So, what's on the menu today?
What is that? It's herring surprise.
What's the surprise?
Herring surprise, huh? I think the biggest surprise is that it's supposed to be edible at all. Never mind the fact that the fish is still alive and can speak. Wait, Darwin has one too. What sort of sick mind does Granny JoJo have? Poor Darwin. 20 minutes after finishing a lunch like that, Gumball could use a snack or a different lunch to wash away the taste. I'm sure anything would seem appetizing after that fish, though.
Boom! We home alone with Dad, so I make me own lunch. I want, so I pick the best of mine. Stick 'em in the bread. It need a little sauce and red.
I mean, at least he chose to make that, and he looks like he's enjoying it too. That's not gonna stop me from judging, though. That sandwich looks gross. Not as gross as some of the other snacks and foods he's eaten, though.
Ugh, just throw it away.
Are you kidding me?
You clearly don't like it.
My body just has to learn to like it. See, such is the power of the mind over the...
The worst thing about that is, I bet Gumball's probably still hungry for more. And Meanwhile, I'm feeling a bit sick after that one. At 12:30, a good way of taking your mind off of that grotesque chocolate bar would be a classic game of Dodge or Dare. Nothing can go wrong when you play that. Nothing.
It's time to play
Dodge or Dare! Throw the ball onto the moon using only objects from the trash. The card says no hand.
Oof, here's your bruise for the day. Well, could have been worse. At least he didn't pull one of the other cards that would have destroyed the house. And speaking of destroying the house, it's 1300 hours. And Gumball still hasn't done his one and only chore. What's he doing instead? He's doing this.
Dude, I'm not sure this is a good idea.
Cough up.
And thank you.
Take out the garbage? Nah, destroy everything else instead, including yourself. Wait, so what's gonna happen now? The whole house is gone. Well, half an hour later, the entire house is back and completely fine. Meanwhile, Gumball and Darwin are just staring at each other, menacingly.
How can we spice it up?
I guess you've got to pass time somehow. How about you start passing time by just doing what you're supposed to instead, so you can prevent disaster? Nope, forget that. 15 minutes after that, Gumball somehow finds even more ways to evade doing his chores by breaking the laws of, well, everything.
Hey dude, can you do this?
You do this.
Not bad.
Not bad. Oh, hi! How about this? I can fit two and a leg.
I'm speechless. They just did that for fun. How do you even figure out you can do any of that stuff? Can you imagine if that was the final episode? Seemingly, every 15 minutes, Gumball manages to come up with a newer, dumber, and more dangerous thing to do. And this one involves even more food stuff.
Are you ready for the Fire Sauce Challenge?
Not so bad. Meh.
You know, despite them exploding and melting, I'd still rather drink that sauce than go anywhere near any of the previously eaten foods we've seen so far. Half an hour later, after their bodies have regenerated, Gumball's boredom reaches an all-time high, as he decides to just stare at the clock and watch time pass. I mean, at least that's a semi-normal thing, right?
High five goes ride the whip. Oh, good morning.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Gumball's house is straight up an interdimensional ship. Too bad this is the closest we got to an actual crossover episode. Come on, Cartoon Network, it's all we ask for. I'm sure 15 minutes of nothing is more than enough time to figure out something else to do. But remember, Gumball doesn't have complete control over what happens every day. Sometimes the world chooses what he does.
Nah, this laser pit is garbage.
Or I guess it was Darwin that chose. Weirdly enough, this isn't the only time Gumball's primal cat urges have taken control of him.
Gumball, come back!
Weird that those same instincts kick in when he's skydiving to save his friend, but not at home when he's safe and comfortable. 15 minutes after his urges have faded, Gumball decides to watch some TV. I'm sure whilst surfing the channels of Elmore TV, you're gonna find something more entertaining than staring at the clock, right? The potential for TV shows, movies, and documentaries must be endless.
You're winning, Panda. Use a secret weapon.
Okay.
clever.
And yet, out of everything there is, that's what he watches. To be fair, it doesn't look like he's enjoying it, but at least someone is, even if he's not the target demographic. Then again, with a movie like that, who is the target demographic? 15 minutes of getting comfortable and channel surfing later, Gumball's in need of a reminder. What for? Well, besides the only chore he had to do, there's a certain significant other that he's let down again.
Yes.
Gumball, are you coming or what?
What? But I thought you said we were gonna meet at dinner.
The new diner that's just opened.
If that scream didn't fill you with reaffirmation and confidence, then I don't know what will. And if it didn't, then it probably filled your ears with blood instead. Now in a rush, Gumball's ready to speedrun his whole routine just to fulfill his promise to Penny, even if he's already super late.
Hello?
Yeah, sorry. I thought you said we were gonna meet at the mall, and that's your house.
What?
Me too. I can't see you, though.
Really? Where are you?
Right by that place. That's the one that sells the stuff.
Gumball, you do realize I called you on your home phone.
If only he was this quick and determined to get to school in the morning, he'd be a straight A student. Despite promising to get to the diner in 10 minutes, it takes Gumball at least 5 to make it halfway. And of course there are several obstacles to get around, like Banana Joe.
Hey, man, wanna hang out?
Hey, Joe, I really can't talk right now.
Should we just sing instead?
Dude, I don't have time for this. I really gotta go.
Number 1.
What?
For the first time in his life, Gumball is the only intelligent one in the scene. But that's not too hard considering who he's talking to. And Joe's obliviousness doesn't end there.
Dude, I don't have time to talk. Am I clear? No! There's no walking and no talking, all right? Actually, that was too impressive for me to be mad.
Neither does the weirdness that emits from him. Gumball's right though, that was seriously impressive. It's almost like he can move like a cartoon character. Only 2 minutes after that nonsense, Gumball gets caught up again, this time with a homeless guy. Gumball seems like a kind kid. I'm sure this guy will be reasonable.
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry,
I don't want any money.
Sorry, time is the one thing I don't have today.
Got any money then? To get my yacht waxed, of course. Just kidding. It's for new gold faucets in my mansion. Still joking. It's for cosmetic surgery. It's for food, obviously.
If he treats everyone like that, I'm not surprised he's homeless. Yet, Gumball still puts up with him. I'm sure his kindness won't be overlooked.
Look at you, my lord, with your big ears and your...
Wait, are you saying you're only wearing a trench coat right now?
Am I?
Never mind. This guy's a local menace, even with some pants on. And of course, the cops aren't around when you need them most. 3 minutes after being borderline harassed, Gumball gets harassed again, this time by a group of grown men. What a wonderful world Elmore is.
Hey, kid, hey!
What?
Your head is massive! Good job, guys.
You know what? No, I'm in a serious hurry, but someone needs to take a stand here.
I have no idea what that means, but it looks extremely insulting.
I don't know what it means either, but that'll teach you for making fun of my head.
A big head means a big brain.
We meant it as a compliment.
Well, I guess it's just harassment in a well-meaning way? That's definitely not a thing. These guys are just creeps. Even with Gumball's help, they're hopeless.
Try a softer approach. And keep your compliments simple. You're not doing too well with specifics.
How about... Nice.
Maybe just stick to a friendly gesture.
Hey.
Stop, just a simple smile.
Yep, still harassment, and they're still creeps. Maybe more so than I originally thought. I mean, look at them. It's like a creepypasta image. 5 minutes later, and finally closing in on his destination, Gumball is stopped, again, and has to give some folks from out of town directions. Good thing he's bilingual, and too bad it's never brought up again.
Continue for a block, and it's on the left after the town hall. After the town hall.
What? Just because he's bilingual doesn't mean he actually has to be good at the language. What language even is that? It may have taken him double the amount of time he promised, but at 15:40, Gumball finally makes it to the diner for his date. Honestly, it's kind of impressive that Penny has stayed with him despite everything.
Hey, sorry I'm so late. Oh, you've gotta go? parents have arrived? It's funny, because just this morning, Darwin completely misunderstood that. That! See, I love the fact that you and I just get each other.
Even more so after that, did the choking noises not tip him off that Penny was, well, choking? After being the only smart one for half an hour, it seems that all of the stupidity of the day really rubbed off on Gumball. Maybe she's as stupid as he is, or Gumball's just really, really lucky. Unfortunately for him though, luck eventually runs out, as Gumball now has to fulfill yet another promise of renting and watching a DVD with Anais. Now, that's not a bad thing. The problem is the film itself.
This movie is so sucky, my body refuses to rent it. I can't! I promised my sister!
The force of the universe itself is trying to prevent this film from being rented. If only it did that before the film was made. It literally takes the power of a ghost to get the film past the luminous barrier.
Harry! 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 Come on, Harry!
You could pour salt in them while you stare at the sun, for example.
I wonder if everyone else has to push through that same barrier to rent this movie. 15 minutes of struggling just to obtain the DVD later, Gumball begins the journey back home. And of course, it's just as hard to get home as it was to leave, due to a million other obstacles and idiots showing up to block his path.
What?
Don't you think you should help that guy?
So, you guys are way closer. That means it's your problem.
God forbid that people take accountability for their actions. What would they do if this amazing world wasn't centered around Gumball?
Are you sure this is a good idea?
There.
Resourceful as always. You'd think the guy operating the machine would have thought of that. After another wasted 10 minutes doing someone else's job, Gumball's got one more hurdle to jump. And this is probably his biggest one yet. Susie.
Shh! Susie's birthday party.
Oh, you came!
How did you know we were there?
I didn't. I was just practicing my guest welcome. Oh, you came!
I mean, it's still a birthday party. Those are always fun. Plus, free cake.
Wow, what a great party.
Ugh, you can just smell the awkwardness. Actually, that might just be the stench of their obnoxiously loud breathing. Or maybe it's just them. Feeling more like an hour, but actually only being 20 minutes, Gumball escapes the party and finally gets back home. And his reward is the worst film ever.
Come on, let's watch that pony movie and be done with it.
They say all good things come in small packages.
I think I hate this film.
Oh, thank gosh.
I mean, it might have been the worst film ever if they actually watched it. Can't imagine it being much worse than that panda one, though. It's already 5 p.m. Time sure has flown by from all the fun and chaos that Gumball's been going through, but isn't he forgetting something? Yes, he is. The only chore he was supposed to do.
Did you take out the trash?
Mm-hmm.
Put them away.
He's lucky his mom's Terminator vision doesn't see past him, or through his lies for that matter. Now that he's out of time, Gumball's got a dash to make sure he doesn't get terminated.
We're cooked!
Cutting it close would be an understatement. Hopefully he can still eat his dinner with a face like that. Half an hour after his chore has finally been done, dinner is ready. There's just one problem, and if you've got eagle eyes, you'll know what it is.
Can someone please explain to me how this happened?
Wrong bag.
Wrong bag indeed. You can actually see him grab that bag in the last scene. Nice detail. Too bad I can't say the same thing about what's on their plates. Half an hour after digesting that delightful dinner, it's time for some internet time. And there's only one thing that could keep you entertained for at least another hour, and that's YouTube, or Elmore's equivalent of YouTube.
Ooh, epic fail.
Did you see that?
That's the first one of those I've seen.
I wonder if people still say epic fail. Probably not, but I wouldn't be surprised if it makes a return at some point, even in an ironic way.
What? The Amazing World of Gumball movie trailer.
Something that's never grown out of fashion on the internet, though, is trolling. And Gumball's not immune to it, the same as us all. That's not the only thing he's susceptible to on the internet.
I have to watch it all!
Doom scrolling is the other thing. Once you get sucked into one video, you can't click off until you've seen at least 32 more. Unless you get asked to do something else, like being sent to the gas station to do some shopping by Richard at 1900. The task itself isn't so bad, but the criminal inside trying to rob the place is.
Hi, mister!
Oh, welcome to the gas station where we never sleep because we're not allowed to. Can I help you?
Hand over the cash. Don't make me use this.
Oh my God, he's got a spoon!
Hopefully you found that spoon joke funny, because it's the main joke throughout this entire episode. After finding what they need and attempting to pay, Gumball and Darwin are very quickly and easily convinced to help this guy rob the store, even if they don't realize that's what they're doing.
Excuse me, sir. Are you robbing the store?
I'm collecting for charity.
Which charity is it?
Oh, bald people.
Can we help?
You're kidding, right?
They'd never joke about bald people, but the writers should. Season 1 Gumball episodes were weird, man. And the weirdest doesn't stop there.
What could bring a smile to their little bald faces? Oh, sunglasses! Ooh! Makeup!
Wigs? Nah.
Whoa! Yeah! I'm bald and I'm proud!
What sort of gas station has all of that? It's probably all been there for years, unbought and unwanted. After another 5 minutes of unintentionally raiding the store, the rest of the Wattersons show up to see if Gumball and Darwin are okay, leading to the same joke as before.
What's the worst that can happen?
Free, suckers!
He's got a spoon!
Considering how smart and strong Nicole and Anais is, you'd think they'd actually do something to stop the thief, but no, they just let themselves get tied up. They must have gotten a hold of this episode's script. And now Gumball realizes what's going on.
Hey, Mr. Charity Man, we found money for the... Why are you tied up? He's not really a good guy, is he?
Oh, come on!
I feel like that one was slightly aimed at the audience. Cue the action sequence. As the clock continues to tick, it's up to Gumball to save the store. I feel like now would be a good time for some Home Alone-esque traps.
Give me the money! Oh, come on, you're not gonna stop me with a marshmallow. Ow!
That works too. Can't say I've been hit by a frozen wiener before, but judging by the sound, it must be pretty painful. That's not all Gumball's got planned, though.
Don't worry, I've covered his approach.
And I covered our way out. What? Watch out! It's coming!
Now, that's a Home Alone trap. Actually, why hasn't one of those films been set in a store? That'd be awesome. 5 minutes of foiling the thief's plans later, it's time for an escape plan. What other plot-convenient items and devices does the store have?
Oh, I'll find you. Where are you? Or I'll tear it out of your sorry little hands. What the?
Try and catch us now!
Okay, the funnel I can believe. The helmet, at a stretch. But helium tanks? Remember, this is a gas station store. Can you imagine if one of those exploded? I'm sure everyone would survive.
He's gaining on us! We need to go faster! Fast enough!
But slamming into a wall? Dead. That guy's done for. Once again, Gumball has miraculously saved the day. And after doing so, at 8 o'clock, it's time for a reward. And what reward is better than the ending of every 2000s animated movie? A dance party!
This party is busted! Busted wide open!
Busted.
Run!
The only thing missing is a corny pop song, but I guess that was quickly decided against when Miss Simeon showed up. Also, Shrek 2 has the best dance party. Just saying. After an hour of that crazy party, you'd think Gumball would be tired, but nope, there's always more time for internet videos. He definitely looks tired though.
Dude, I told you, it's a troll gif. It's just looping.
Just one more minute.
To be fair, who hasn't stayed up until stupid o'clock watching YouTube? Maybe you're doing that right now. Go to bed, the video will be here tomorrow. Still unable to sleep after another half-hour of videos, or just that one video, Gumball's still got one more trick to help him sleep.
Ready? Okay.
I wish it were that easy. Well, anyway, Gumball's finally off to Dreamland after yet another crazy, hectic, and super eventful day. But that doesn't mean his dreams are any less stressful. In fact, I'd say this one in particular is even worse than his waking life.
Darwin, do you sometimes get that weird feeling like you're falling when you're going to sleep?
Nothing bad can happen. I'll simply wake up before I hit the ground.
Everyone's definitely had at least one dream like that. Maybe not as violent as poor Gumball's though, especially considering it actually hurt him. At least it also put him back to sleep quickly. I don't think I'd want to or be able to sleep after a dream like that though. And that was a day in the life of Gumball. Extremely over the top, way too much going on, and yet still pretty relatable. And just think, tomorrow he's gonna do it all over again. And maybe more, or maybe less. I'd be out cold after the day he went through. I wonder how other characters would handle a day like this, or how their typical days are. Want to find out? Click one of the videos on screen, and I'll see you next time.